Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about free agency as we kick off the madness here in a few hours. But before we do that, thank you so much for pushing me past that 1,000 subscriber mark. I really appreciate all the support lately, and if you like what you see and you're new around here, well, hit that sub button and join this great community that we're building. Well, let's get into it. The draft is officially behind us, and I honestly don't think Mike Grier could have done a much better job. The Sharks landed their diverse trio of first-round picks and some other interesting pieces, putting the league on notice. And if you watch my previous video, you'll know I genuinely believe the rebuild took a massive step forward, and I'll leave a link to that video in the description if you missed it. But now comes the next challenge, free agency. And I actually think this is one of the most important offseason for Mike Grier's tenure so far. Not because the Sharks need to make a big splash, but because they absolutely cannot undo all the good work that they've just done. So let me explain. I think there will be temptation among Sharks fans to see all these exciting young players and think, well, let's go get a big free agent. I completely disagree. The market is not there this offseason, and the Sharks are not one player away anyway. They're 1 year closer definitely, but not a key addition away from making a huge jump next season. There's a huge difference in that. This season should be about taking that next step internally, not skipping ahead 5 steps. If Mike Grier starts handing out 6 or 7 year contracts for players in their late 20s or 30s, well, suddenly you're creating the exact problem this rebuild was designed to avoid. Instead, this summer should be about keeping that flexibility. So why does the timing matter here? One thing Mike Grier has done incredibly well throughout this rebuild is time everything perfectly. Look ahead just a couple of years. The Couture contract comes off the books, the Carlson retention disappears, the Jones buyout ends, as well as the Vlasic buyout finishes up. Suddenly the Sharks have enormous financial flexibility, and that's when you swing big. Not right now, with this less than impressive free agent class. Which is why I think every contract signed this summer should ideally fall between that 2 or 3 year range. Improve the team now, help with competition this year, but keep the books clean later. Have the space available to add big names when the contention window is well and truly wide open. Before talking about free agents, I think the Sharks still have some important business to take care of. 2 players that are on the top of my list, both of whom just received qualifying offers. Shakir Mukhamadullin on defense. He had an up and down season, but showed some signs he can be a really valuable piece on the blue line. I'd love to see something around 1 or 2 years at roughly $2 million a season. Give him some time to establish himself without rushing into a massive commitment, and also encourage that improvement. Make sure that he's more accountable for his play. Let's get him in the lineup more. Then there's Collin Graf. This one is interesting. Graf was truly one of the best Swiss Army knife forwards in the NHL last season, and the longer the season went on, the better that Graf looked. His ability to read the play might only be second on the team to Macklin. Constantly disrupting the play, making excellent reads. We've seen him score pretty goals, make amazing passes, and play a ton of time on the PK. This is a guy that all teams dream to have. He also seems to be a kid who is very determined to be better, often being incredibly critical on his performances. And that's why I'd be comfortable giving Graf a longer term deal here, somewhere around that 5 year mark in the $4.5 to $5 million range. He's earned the money, and this could be a bargain deal in the future for the Sharks if he continues to be that elite two-way player, contributing 20 to 25 goals and being able to play up and down the lineup. And as for other re-signings, I think Vincent Desharnais makes sense. He's a good player to bring back. His work on the PK last season was fantastic. He's a big body, a good mentor to Dickinson, and can help bring that shutdown element. 1 year, something between 1.5 to 2.5 million. Simple, no risk. So now, let's talk about the stars, starting with Celebrini. If I'm Mike Grier, I'm anxiously trying to get this done before next season. The second he is eligible, 8 years, somewhere around 15 to 16 million. Yeah, that's a huge number, but if Macklin becomes the player we think he can all become, that contract could age incredibly well. He could well and truly go out there next season and drop 50 goals and 120 points and demand somewhere close to 20 million, and that would be well within his right. So sign him early, Mike, get it done. Then there's Will Smith. I know a lot of people want another 8 year extension here immediately, and personally, I'd go the other way. I'd offer Smith a 3 year bridge deal, somewhere around $6.5 to $7 million. Very similar to the way that Grier approached the William Eklund situation. Give Smith the opportunity to prove exactly what he is. Reward him now, but let him prove he's a franchise cornerstone before committing a long-term deal. Then pay him the massive contract once you know you've got your superstar. Smith has a lot to prove. He has elite offensive skills and incredible playmaking. He well and truly could be a point per game player this season, and we know about his chemistry with Celebrini. But he needs to improve his decision making, defensive play, and make sure he has that consistency staying in the lineup. And then there's Yaroslav Askarov. I'd actually wait here, let's let him play another full season. Let him establish himself further as an NHL goaltender. There's no rush, Askey's very raw, and looked incredible at times last season, and downright shaky at others. Zero judgment here from me though, as the amount of odd man rushes that he dealt with, turnovers at the blue line, and poor penalty killing, well, yeah, tough season for him. A competent blue line, and we might actually have a scary good goalie. Let's see what he looks like behind an NHL caliber defense before worrying about any extension here. So, what about free agency? This is where I think the Sharks need to be extremely disciplined. I'm not looking for the biggest names, I'm looking for the right names. Players who can improve the team today without blocking the guys playing tomorrow. Ryan Shea is someone I'd really like. He quietly had an excellent season in Pittsburgh and still feels like a player with some upside. Left shot D that can add some offense and be responsible defensively. Seems like he'd be pretty cheap as well. Then there's Jacob Trouba, a very interesting option in my opinion. Physical, experienced, obviously that right shot defenseman, and most importantly, he can help protect a very young blue line. He's in the area having played with the Ducks, and I know moving was an issue before he was traded from the Rangers last time, so sticking in California might be very appealing. And another one that not many people are talking about is Zach Bogosian. Stanley Cup winner, plenty of experience, exactly the kind of veteran who can mentor young players. Not flashy, but has played on good teams for years. He might be a nice guy for the third pairing. And none of these guys are going to demand a long-term contract. Give them 2, maybe 3 years, that's it. We don't want to block the kids, and that is the entire point of this video. Every veteran you sign is taking away an opportunity from someone already in the system. We want to see Musty pushing for an NHL job. We want to see Filip Bystedt pushing for an NHL job. We want Cagnoni forcing his way into the lineup. And other guys like Sahlin Wallenius, Havlid and Pohlkamp getting meaningful opportunities to contribute and play in the defensive core. That's how good organizations develop. Competition, not guarantees. The Sharks shouldn't be trying to replace their prospects, they should be creating the environment where these prospects have to earn their job. And one thing people forget, the Sharks will have to reach the salary cap floor. That means an overpay on a short-term contract really isn't the end of the world. In fact, it might actually make some sense. You're effectively buying leadership, stability, and time, not necessarily that elite production. That's completely different from handing out a 7-year contract that you're going to regret later. Someone like Rasmus Andersson comes to mind. I don't think paying him is the right choice. So if I was to sum up Mike Grier's perfect off-season in one sentence, it'd be this: stay patient. The Sharks just had one of the best drafts in franchise history, and now the goal isn't to win free agency. It's simply not to undo everything that you've just built. The draft has dramatically improved the rebuild, so sign your young core, add a couple of smart veterans, and protect that future cap flexibility. Give your prospects every opportunity to earn NHL jobs, and head into next season expecting improvement, not perfection. Because I honestly think the Sharks are still exactly where they should be. One step closer, but not at the finish line. So what do you think? Who should Mike Grier be targeting in free agency? Would you swing for a big name, or are you staying patient and letting this young core continue to grow? Let me know in the comments, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.